Hello gamers, it's SuffoKitty99 and today we're back in Castle Flipper to continue the decoration of the interior of our castle. So here we're in the ladies' sitting room, sewing room, lounging room, chatting room, and then we're going to work the rest of this floor into the accommodation area for the castle, for the king, queen, family, whoever the ruling group are at the time. So we've put in little balconies throughout the floor. There's actually 5 balconies in total on this floor, so we've got lots of access to the outside so you can view the world, catch the sun, get a breath of fresh air. So I think this end 2 sections on this side should also be a separate room. There were a couple of different things I thought we could do with this room. We could either turn it into an office for the king or queen, the monarch, whoever the monarch is. I'm going to say we've got a king, a queen and maybe a family. At least one kid maybe. And that's how I'm going to kind of design the building. So we could turn this into an office library area for the king, or we can put in a staircase to the upper floor and maybe make it a bit of a miniature kitchen storage space, maybe. I kind of like the idea of having stairs to the upper story. So that you've got access without having to go outside to get to the bedrooms. Because I'm planning the bedrooms to be on the top floor and maybe even the bathroom. I didn't think about the layout of the interior when we were building the exterior, so the upstairs floor might not be quite as good as some of the others. Because we're going to have like a really long corridor, really wide long corridor on the front section, so it might have been better to have 3 depth for the building rather than 2 like I've gone for, because it's 5 wide and 2 deep. 3 deep would have been better for the top floor, but 2 deep works really well for the for the ground floor and the first floor. In Britain, where your ground level is, that floor of the building is called the ground story, and then the first floor above that is your first floor, and then the second floor above that is your second floor. But I think in America, the ground floor they call the first floor, so it's slightly different terminology depending on where you live. So I'm using the English version, so downstairs where we've got throne room is the ground floor. This, what they're doing at the moment, is the first floor, and then the top floor, the second floor, is going to be where we've got the bedroom. So that's the terminology I use, because I'm British. In general, there's not that many differences, is there, for different versions of English, but there are a few little odd differences like that. I think we'll put the stairs in this back section, because that then is going to make it easier, because at the front, of course, we've got the access points outside, so it leaves more space. If we put the stairs in the front space, it would be a little bit closer to the other doors, and I think that would just be wrong. So I think I prefer that. So let me just put this in here, because I think that if we put the stairs here, it's going to block, yeah, see it is, it's definitely going to block the door, so that is definitely the right thing to do, to put it in the back section, but I just wanted to be certain that I was right in my thinking there. That's a good piece of info to have for later. And then we've got a little balcony here, you see. Right, so I think that's going to be a decent layout. So now I've got to think about what we're actually going to put in here. So tempted to make it like a bit of a kitchen-y space, but look, where we've got the trapdoors again, so they're going to limit where we can put furniture and things, because it literally won't let you put anything on top of the trapdoors, and if it will let you put things at the edges of the trapdoors, it tends to be unpredictable, because like one end of the piece of furniture will lift up, or one leg, or the front or the back, and it'll just tilt things in really weird fashions. Now, can we maybe fit a chest in the gap? Ooh, I think it will. I don't think we want 2. I do think it would be good to have like a treasure storage space inside a castle, so like you could keep a few heirloom items and things in it maybe. And if we're going to think maybe this is going to be like a kitchen area, it would be really nice to have like a few like food and drink items in there. So the barrels may work there in that space. I don't think it's too uneven where it is. If we're going to put like a kitchen section, I think the only place it's going to work is maybe under the stairs. I'm just trying to see what else we might want to add. Maybe have like a box of apples or something, or storage boxes and things, but I kind of want to fit stuff like that around the bigger pieces of furniture, don't we? So we might come back to that, or we might rather put in like a box of apples instead. So we've actually got like foodstuffs in here. Let's see if things will move into different... See, we could possibly put that here, but then that might also kind of block the doorway. But if we put this here, where would we then put a kitchen if we put a kitchen? If we do this, we'd have to turn the whole place into a just a storage space, wouldn't we? And if it was going to be completely storage, then you'd probably put that in one of the towers in the wall, wouldn't you? Because it's more like food for the whole garrison or whatever, rather than specifically for the royal family. And the royal family could have a cook come in to this space to cook for them, couldn't they? See if we try and put that... Ooh, did I actually manage to put a piece of... Did I manage to put a piece of furniture so it's actually on top of a trapdoor? Oh, shock, horror, it worked. It sort of worked. I don't think it stood up against the wall, so we'll have to ignore that. No, we want an actual... do we want like a proper kitchen-y? Will the proper kitchen-y section actually fit? So if that would fit under here, that would actually make it possible for them to have like a cook come in and make meals for them or something, wouldn't it? A trusted member of staff. I'd have a trusted member of staff maybe to clean, and a trusted member of staff to cook. For the royals, maybe. Oops. The plant didn't go down on top of the... You've just got to be a little bit closer sometimes to get some of these items to actually sit. So there's the herbs, which is always a good thing to have in the kitchen. I think we'll go for the box of apples like we were talking about earlier, and we'll put that under the stairs, because it's one of those awkward spaces that you don't really have a lot of things that can go in. And of course the obligatory cheese wheel, because I love the cheese wheel and I put it everywhere. If I can get it to... No, not the cheese on its own, on the platter thing. Yes, there we go. Should we do the bread as well, maybe? Or should we do something else? Let's put something under the bottom, look. To make it look more kitchen-y, storage-y. We have food. King and Queen will not starve. We have food. Can we fit another one under there? Maybe the bread one. Oops. If I can get the positioning right so that it will actually put it down. Yes! There we go. Yeah, that looks good. We'll put the bread pannier on top so it looks like we're going to have bread and cheese for lunch or something, doesn't it? I wonder if I could fit in like a little table and a couple of chairs. That's quite a small table. That will fit at the side of the trapdoor, won't it, and work. And then we've used these chairs throughout the downstairs, so maybe we can use those again. If I can get them to place. Maybe I can't. Maybe we'll have to be a slightly smaller chair. Or maybe it just won't let me put a chair at all. Interesting. So it'll let me put the table But now, oh, now it didn't. Now the table's all wonky. See what I mean about if it's too close to the trapdoor, things tend to wobble, and like one end will tilt up or something because it's like it's uneven. It's really odd. Yeah, it's still uneven, isn't it? And this is the problem I have, is it looks like you've got enough space, but then when you try to put it down, it just keeps wobbling. Yeah, it really won't let me put that chair any further back than that, so if we're going to move further, we're going to have to come more this way. Maybe if we move this chair a bit, we give ourselves a little bit more space to see where we can get the table to. Again, it tilted, but this time from the other side. It's not terribly noticeable at that position. A bit noticeable from that side. Let us persevere and try one more. Oh no, a tiny bit further. We found a flat bit of floor, but that's putting that very close to the door now. Okay, let's try a different wall. I am beaten by the dreaded tilting of the floors. Yeah, I think this is going to be the best place. It's kind of between doors, which is not the ideal spot that I would have liked it to be in, but I think that's going to be the best location. So this room then kind of becomes a bit sort of staff room, grab a quick snack for lunch, access to the top floor. Maybe not the ideal layout for a castle, but I don't really have space to put like back stairs for servants and front stairs for the royal family and stuff, and I do kind of like the idea of there being a little kitchen. So yeah, maybe it is the fairly private for the family to eat and stuff. Since we weren't kings and queens before we started, there's probably not really a big difference between us and our people. Because of the way the kingdom's developed, the general people are our friends and colleagues and knew us before we were king or queen, so I don't think it's out of character to share the space with the staff and eat in the more normal in air quotes, sorts of, we don't need big banquet tables and things to sit and eat at. And that is the perfect kitchen picture, isn't it? I think that I might leave the kitchen at that. We don't want to overdo it. It needs to be a functional space, especially as we're using it as access to upstairs as well, for when we don't want to go outside to get to the higher floors. And I might have left one of the trapdoors open with no stairs or anything, so we'll have to make sure we close that at some point. These beautiful sofas that we had downstairs, again we're going to use them in our like seating living space up here. Now this is going to be pretty luxuriant, I think. We have risen from the ranks of the common people, and we are now going to reap the rewards of all of the hard work we made and all the money we managed to save. So do we make a grouping of 3 and put a third one around here? We might have to move this back a little bit further so that we're not going over the joint of the... We could extend it further that way, but do you know what? I think we want a grouping of 3. And yeah, if we push it back a little bit, we're not trying to go over the trapdoor or the joint between the 2 sections of the build, so that'll just make it easy to place things. We probably won't be able to put like a carpet in front of that sofa that's right next to the 2 joins, but we may not be able to put the one on the side wall either, because the trapdoor could be a little close to that. So we'll have a go at that and we'll see what is possible and what isn't. I might put a bench over here. Do you know what? Let's have one of the padded ones so it's a little bit more luxuriant. I really like these red ones, they're very pretty. They're not as swish as the sort of burgundy ones that we just put for our main grouping, but these are kind of make nice like library chairs, so you grab a book, you pop down just to read it a little bit. So maybe we make like a library section over this side of the room. Do you know what, I think we might keep this big 3 wide section in the centre as a great big open plan living space. And we'll probably try to not overdo the furniture as well. Lots of places to sit, and now we want to think about some sort of like library type thing, so maybe these like open shelved sections so you can put a few decorative objects on them and then some books. Yeah, interestingly it won't let you push the units right up to where the wall is. Where the junctions of the building sections are, it's got like an excluded zone, so I think that you can put the wall either where I've put it or forward on this side, so you can put it on the back section. Do you know what I mean? Where the edges are, you can choose to put the wall either on the front one or the back one, and regardless of which one you put it on, it won't let you put furniture in the other half. So here, look, we've got the wall on the build section behind ours, not on this one. See, look, there's the gap there at the edge. Can you see it? Where you've got the stone next to the wood floor. So you can't actually put furniture on that section because it's reserved for where the wall could be, even though we've put the wall on the other side. And you can't put a second wall on this one. You can only have one wall between them. So it means that you've got that dead space. So it looks like your furniture's miles away from the wall, but you literally can't put it there. So, yeah. And these books don't fit. The only place for them is on the bottom, so we'll put those there. We're not going to actually fill every shelf, I don't think, in these bookcases. We're just going to put a few things in. I mean, you could add more, but I'm not going to try and force fill everything. I'll try and fill a few shelves though. Oops, I didn't sit down. Again, we've got the dreaded, I don't want to sit there. You can do it. Yay, got it. Well, something on that big open bottom shelf though. I think if we left these completely empty, that would be a bit of a problem. Now, will that fit on? That's quite wide. The only place for that really is going to be a bottom shelf, isn't it? I think maybe we should have like a pot or something on one of the bottom shelves. Let's see what we can... how big is this collection? Oh, that big collection of books is far too big for that space. That's going to look better on the top of the shelf, isn't it? No, that's the wrong way. We were the right way the first time. Turn it all the way back round. There we go. If I can get it to... No, it won't. Her. Stay. Said I wasn't going to overdo it. I feel like I'm overdoing it a little bit now. Will you? Yes. Can I get that to go on this higher shelf? I really kind of want something on one of these higher shelves. No, that's not going to fit. It's just too tall. Some of the pieces are just too big for the space. If I turn you around, will you? That looked a bit precarious as it went down, didn't it? Now, this is the thing I was thinking. Will that fit? See, it's a smaller vase, but it's still too big for the bottom of the bookcase. We'll pop it up there. So we want something else decorative then for that bottom shelf. I really feel it needs to be something decorative, not just books. Let's have a look in kitchen. Might have to be an interesting shape mug or bottle or something. Ooh, flower. Yes, like that. What looks interesting? Like a little jar thing, maybe? Yeah, that looks quite decorative, doesn't it? Anything else we might want to use? Or am I putting too much in there? Might want a few more pictures on walls. How about we put like this heraldic elk thing at the two sides near the entrance doors? How about on this big blank wall here? Near the seating, maybe? A couple of these nice little landscapes. So much blank wall, I don't like all the blank wall. Like a portrait picture here on that big wall. Should we use one of the shields over here? I just don't like all that blank space on the wall, do you see? I feel like there should be something over here as well. Maybe another shield or two. Turn it round. See, we could put like a little dining table in that centre section so that the family can have meals together. But I wonder if that will feel like it's being overdone. It might be better to leave more open space. And of course, because of the trapdoors, fitting the rugs and things in is a little difficult. So we'll try and put them where we can. And we won't over-fuss about where we can't put them. I could fit one here, but they might not be able to fit them in front of the other two. Maybe if we put that there. Will it go? No, support missing that. Yeah, it's not going to let us. So imagine that we've got another rug in front of the other sofas. If we could fit them, we would have, but we can't. So let us not dwell, let us move on. If we put a decorative table over here, so we've got a little bit of storage. Yeah, I mean in the centre you could put like a dining room table if you wanted to do that, but I just think that the open space is probably going to look a lot better up here. So I think we've finished this particular level of the castle, so I think we'll continue upstairs for the bedroom area in the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!